Welcome back to the show, everyone. I am with James Trees, a restaurateur in the Las Vegas area. He has 4 concepts. I met him at his restaurant, Esther's Kitchen, back in 2022, and I was blown away, and so I'm so happy to have him here. How's it going?
Yeah, I mean, we're just happy to be here. We have 4 restaurants that we're kind of working with over here. They're my concepts. You have Esther's, which is our seasonal Italian, Solito Posto, which is our red sauce East Coast Italian, and then you have our wine bar, Ada's, which is becoming more than just a wine bar. It's like small plates, fun concept, really good, experiential dining. Like, people love being there and being with Kat and being with all the somms and learning about wine. And then we have a restaurant that is not open yet, which is going to be our French restaurant, and that's going to be called Bar Bohème. So Bar Bohème is going to be, and you're like, well, why are you doing French stuff at a pizza fest? Well, what we're doing is we're doing a tomato-filled gougere, right? And we're doing a cheese mousse-filled gougere with white truffles. And then we're also doing a tarte flambé, which is kind of like our most recognized pizza at Esther's is our brunch pizza, because we do the sunny side up quail eggs on it. Like, that is a tarte flambé just turned into a pizza. Basically, 2 dishes from every restaurant plus a cocktail.
It's all a pairing, kind of set up that way?
It all pairs up with the food, but our whole entire idea was, let's do something special that's not pizza, because after 30 amazing slices of pizza, what do you want to do? Eat more pizza? No. You want to have something else, something to change your palate, change everything. So that's what we're doing.
It's exciting to see all of these different types of concepts under one roof. You don't really get that. And I'm just curious to know, what would you say your style of cooking is?
I mean, so that's the thing is, I think people have put me into this box where they think I'm an Italian chef or a pizza maker. I'm just a cook. And so, I've done everything from Indonesian steakhouses, Dutch restaurants, Chinese, Japanese, Italian, Spanish, English, pub, French. It's all about understanding flavor profiles and understanding what people want. When you're building a concept, you have to build it around what 95% of people are going to want to try. Right? That's the reason why people are scared of doing things that are seasonally Italian, things that are French. They're afraid of people being unfamiliar with them, but in reality, it's a really cool opportunity to take something that people don't know about and bring it to them in a way that they've never had it, so that way it's more approachable. So I think what we do is we take the fancy out of fine dining.
So how do you get people to say, I'm willing to try it? Do you first have to build the acclaim to say, trust me, or do you do something else? So that's a really great question, and here's the reason why, is because our highest selling items at Esther's Kitchen, pasta pomodoro, meatballs, Caesar salad. If you can't do those things amazingly and take pride in those things, don't move on to other stuff. Learn what your core audience is going to come for. 80% of your menu should be very approachable, and then 20% should be, now do you trust us? And it is 100%, you have to earn the trust of your guests in order to get them to try something else that is not standard. We have a Brussels sprout and potato pizza on our menu at Esther's right now. We have a squash and pancetta pizza on the menu right now at Esther's, right? We have a spinach and clam ravioli on the menu right now. These are not standard Italian dishes, but because people trust us with seasonal ingredients and they know that we're going to treat everything with respect, that's how we get the opportunity to serve those dishes. What is your best piece of advice for someone to go outside of their culinary, not comfort zone, but what you're known for?
Here's what you do. You test yourself and the market at the same time. Don't go all in on one product if you're not 100% sure that that's going to be a high-selling item. It's okay to make 7 of something a day. It's okay to make 5 of something a day and see if they work out. One of the biggest problems that people have is food cost issues when they have too many items that are not core items on their menu and they end up with waste. Controlling waste is so important. And so I tell people all the time, I'm like, yeah, do 10 of those, see if it works. And then if people dig it, do 11 tomorrow. And then bring it up to 12, right? You get a chance every single day to change your operation in some way. you should constantly be testing yourself without stressing the business. Does that make sense?
100%. And so I'm guessing you're testing these maybe French items at your existing restaurants, and when it's popular enough, you're like, I have my my set of plates that I can open up a restaurant with. Is that right?
I mean, we're already doing R&D, right? So I mean, like, we already have our tartare dialed in. We have this amazing ocean trout croque monsieur that's just out of control. We have amazing dishes that are going to fit right into the vein of what everybody thinks French food is. We're going to have an amazing onion soup and a really great steak au poivre, steak frites, right? But if the fries aren't perfect and the steak's not perfect and the sauce isn't perfect, we're not doing the leek tarte tatin, with escargot. Make sense? Like, you just can't step that far outside your box without having a comfortable base to be resting on. And so many people just shoot for the moon, and they go too fast, too far, and they end up hurting their business, and it hurts the trust, right? Consistency is the most important thing. You look at all these pizza makers who are out here, the thing that they do better than anyone else in the industry, pizza does consistency better than everyone else. So it's really important to know, and that's the thing, is that it can be consistent, it can be your consistency, right? It doesn't have to be everybody else's. You can be individual. What you don't want to be is inconsistent and an outlier. Does that make sense?
Yes. And part of the thing with consistency, especially if you're not running a solo operation, is having the team to do it. So how do you teach your team to be consistent? And also, because of just the nature of the world right now, how do you build a solid team where people want to show up every day?
I mean, it's all about culture. It's all about, so my job is not to create food. My job is to be a good boss. So my job is to make sure that all my executive chefs, Ram, Sean, Adam, Jackson, that they feel supported, that they have my time, they have everything that they need from me, they have the equipment to run the business, they don't have to worry about the oven being calibrated, stuff like that. If you help those guys get all that stuff set, then they have the ability and the time to be able to create and work on stuff, right? And getting together, we get together, we go for trips, we do all kinds of things, but the most important thing that we do is we sit down every week and we criticize ourselves and we say, what can we do better? What are we working on? What are we buying? What do we need to change? What are we tired of cooking? Like, I don't change the menu at Esther's, right? I'm like, guys, are you tired of cooking that? And as soon as they say yes, I'm like, change it. That's the whole entire point. There's no sacred cows on that menu. We could change anything at all times, as long as the core item, like 2 or 3 different items, don't change. But even in that, we've changed our pomodoro 5 times in 6 years. We changed the noodle that we use for the spaghetti, the formula for that. We've changed that probably 10 times in the last 6 years. It's always about moving forward very, very incrementally, and at the same time respecting your audience and not scaring them and showing them that you care about them coming back. Because there's two different ways to play it. Number one, you can be consistent all the time. All you serve is pepperoni pizza. Fucking great. You can do that. It's fine. Or you can serve pepperoni pizza and some other stuff, right? There's 2 different ways of being consistent. The other stuff has to be not standard. Seasonal, cool, ever-changing, follow the trends, but don't jump off the cliff with them. It's all these little things that, you have to do. It's a really good balancing thing, and at the same time getting your team to understand that you're going to have their back when they make decisions and they don't have to walk around on eggshells. It allows them to have the freedom to do what they want to do. You want people to show up to work, give them freedom. That's the most important thing, is don't tell them what to do. Challenge them to do awesome stuff and give them honest feedback. So it's all about teams.
What does that honest feedback environment look like? Do they present a dish to you and the team when you sit down and say, give me your honest criticism? That's
all we give is honest criticism. If something is off or doesn't work, or a color doesn't work, or a flavor doesn't work, we're gonna ask the question why. We're not gonna we're not beating each other up. We're not giving each other a hard time. The end goal has to be, it's not about your ego, it's not about my ego, it's the enjoyment of the guest. Is this something that a guest can get behind and love, and that you love creating? See, that's a hard thing to balance, because a lot of chefs want to do 1 million ingredients, but the hardest thing to do is 3. 2, cacio, e, and pepe. Fucking game over, right? So if you can do the simple things well, and then you can impress people with 3 ingredient dishes, You don't need to put 9 different ingredients on a pizza. Like if you look at all the stuff that we're doing today, everything is 3 ingredients, 4 ingredients, 2 ingredients, 1 bite, right? Those are the ideas there that we want to we want people to think of us as a restaurant where you can go for simple, great food all the time, right? And that's comes from these guys creating this great, simple food out of ingredients that are seasonal, things that are always changing, and then having their core items be super consistent.
Extremely relevant to anyone listening who loves to make pizza. Simple dough.
Pizza every day. The trick with pizza is do it every day. Every single day. So I'll go in every single day at Esther's and I'll make a pizza. I gotta keep the hands right? I have 4 different restaurants on the way to 6, and if I don't make a pizza every day, I feel like I failed. It's important.
But why do you do that?
I want to touch the dough. I want to make sure it's consistent. I want to make sure that my team feels supported. I want to make sure that when I walk into the kitchen, I check every single item in the kitchen as I walk through. I don't have to go through and taste everything. All I have to do is be there, right? Being there is the most important thing. And here's the thing here's the other thing, is it's something that chefs have been doing for years that they need to stop doing. Stop critiquing people in the middle of service. You can always give someone feedback at the end of service. You can't stop the performance halfway. It'd be like if you were an ice skater going for a gold medal, right? And your coach said, "Oh, stop what you're doing, come over here," right? Completely throws you off, completely shows that he has no trust in you or she has no trust in you, and make sure that you're gonna fail. When you wait till the end, you sit someone down and say, "Hey, here's what I saw, here's how we can do better tomorrow." Great thing about a restaurant is you get another chance tomorrow, and another chance tomorrow, and another chance tomorrow. And a restaurant gets better or worse every single day. So I go in there and I touch that and I say hi to everyone, make sure everyone's good. I don't need to do anything else for the rest of the day. I trust my chefs. I trust my team. I trust my front of the house. I trust my servers. I trust my hostesses. And if you don't build a family around that, you're never going to be anywhere. You're going to have employees. The last thing you ever want is an employee.
James Trees, spitting knowledge and gems. Before I give you the final words, I just want to say thank you so much. This was a very moving conversation, and I think a lot of people are going to be so thankful to be able to hear this.
We're really lucky to be even invited here. You know, I see so many of my friends out here who are doing such great things. I mean, we're just happy to be a part of this, and thank you guys so much for taking the time with us.
Anytime. Is there anything you want to leave the audience with?
Make a pizza every day.